Hey everyone, it's Argonath here from The Right Way, and I came across this article from another YouTube video that I was watching, and I just had to make my own video and make some comment on this. So this is a story from Ohio at Oberlin College. So the headline is Student at ultra-liberal $80,000 a year, Oberlin College, complains that contractors hired to install radiators in women and trans safe space dorm rooms were cisgender men. Hmm. So obviously this person has very rich parents, or he must be taking out a massive loan if he can pay for $80,000 a year for a degree. So I guess all the people in America and North American stuff are very used to these safe space things. If you're here in New Zealand, maybe you haven't heard of this before. So safe space is basically where women and transgender people can go meet people of their own ilk, I guess, and they don't have to hear views and opinions from other kind of normal people, I guess. And if you don't know what a cisgender man is, basically it's just a normal man. A normal man that likes women and is just pretty much normal. Um, so let's have a read of what he talks about. So a student at the $80,000 a year claimed in an op-ed that he was left angry and scared and confused because cisgender men installed a radiator in his safe space dormitory. Oh my God. I mean, there must be thousands and thousands of female radiator installers or thousands and thousands of transgender radiator installers. So how dare the university only employ cisgender men to install the radiators when there must be thousands of these women and transgender people working in the radiator installation industry that could have done this for them, right? I mean, that's just ridiculous. Peter Frey Witzer, a student enrolled at Oberlin College, posted an article in Friday's edition of the Oberlin Review, so I guess it's the student newspaper, in which he takes school administrators to task for giving him short notice about the installation. Oh my God, was he given like just a couple of minutes or something to be told that they would be installing the radiator? Frey Witzer writes that he asked a campus official if he could be exempt from having a radiator installed in his room so as to avoid the intrusion. Oh, it must be such an imposition having a radiator installed. That would take like a whole week or 2 weeks to do, surely. It couldn't be done in a day or something. I mean, in a few hours maybe. That just seems ridiculous. It must be just taking so long to be such an intrusion on this person's life, I guess. Not the fact that during winter you're probably going to need a radiator, and if one isn't installed, you can imagine that they're going to complain, going, hey, why wasn't the radiator not installed? Right? He also complains that he felt mildly violated and a little peeved when the contractors returned to his dorm room the next day to check it says insulation, but I'm sure it means check the installation. Probably just an error in the article. Of course they're going to come and check the installation to make sure everything's correct. If it causes a bloody fire or something, then I guess he's not going to be very happy about that, is he? Oh my God. According to Frey Witzer, he and other residents of the on-campus dorm Baldwin Cottage received an email on October 7 notifying them that contractors will be entering rooms the next day to install radiators. So they were given probably roughly 20 to 24 hours notice. Oh my God, is that like short notice or something? Have these people not ever actually talked to tradespeople? You probably talk to tradespeople all the time, right? They can give you, oh, we might be in on this day, we might be on that day, but things change because of what they're doing, right? Sometimes it's a very short notice thing. Of course, 24 hours notice. Do you think these people would actually be able to function out there in the real world without their safe spaces to protect them from other people and so on? It's just ridiculous, right? So, this will mean that it will be in your room for a period of time to complete the work, just for a short period of time. Doesn't say it's going to be like a couple of days or weeks or something. Frey Ritzer wrote in response, I have not been contacted about any sort of radio installation before this email, so right away the word update stood out to me as being untrue. I grew concerned at the second line, which informed me that I had less than 24 hours to prepare for the arrival of the installation crew. He had less than 24 hours to prepare. What do you need to prepare? You need to clean up your room because it's a pigsty or something. What do you need to prepare? That's what I'd like to know. And I was further perturbed by the unambiguous "for a period of time." This person would not be able to function out in society, surely. Right? How are they going to do a job? How are they going to function? Because they just want everything to be done their own way. Freywitzer added in his op-ed that he was very averse to people entering my personal space. Well, when you get a water leak in your house or something, don't go calling the cisgender plumbers to come out and fix it right away because of your anxiety. You better wait till you can find a woman or a transgender plumber, probably. This anxiety was compounded by the fact that the crew would be strangers and they were more likely to be cisgender men. Cisgender is a term to describe someone whose gender identity is the same as the sex they were assigned at birth. So just a normal man, right? Oh my god. So Oberlin is a liberal arts college. No wonder it's a liberal arts college, right? No wonder it's full of these woke idiots in the student body. With a student body of 3,000, describes the dorm as a close-knit community that provides women and transgender persons with a safe space for discussion, communal living, and personal development. According to the school, Baldwin College, which houses 30 students, is open to anyone who identifies as a female or trans, regardless of race, nationality, religion, assigned sex, or sexual orientation. So you could be a guy, just hey, I identify as a woman, and they're going to have to let you into this safe space for women, right? Who says that you're telling the truth that you are actually identifying as a woman? Frey Ritzer writes that cisgender men are not allowed to live on the second and third floors, and many residents choose not to invite cisgender men into that space. Basically segregation. That's what it comes down to. He added, I was angry, scared, and confused. Why didn't the college complete the installation over the summer when the building was empty? Why couldn't they tell us precisely when the workers would be there? Well, maybe they couldn't get the people they wanted to do the work to be able to do it at that time. Maybe they didn't get the parts to be able to install all the radiators during that time, right? Maybe there was a big pandemic going on when they might have had to do installations and stuff. Why were they only notifying us the day before the installation was due to begin? Oh my god, what do you need, like a whole week or a month or something? Freywitzer describes seeing the contractors arriving at the dorm before they showed us, he writes, as waiting apprehensively. The workers began installing in common spaces, and I could see immediately that they were all men, he writes. Oh my god, this person is not going to function in the real world. It was clear that the college had not made a special request that male workers not be allowed into the upper floors of Baldwin. Freywitzer continues, predicting when they would reach my room was pure guesswork. Oh, jeez. Oh, let's carry on. I was trying to anticipate whether I would be in class when they arrived or if I'd have to welcome the strangers into my room, only to be ejected to allow them space to work. When the contractors arrived, they knocked on the door. That was very kind of them. To Freiwitzer's dorm room. He writes, when the insistent knock eventually came, what do you mean by insistent? They just knocked on the door. They're keeping knocking for 5 minutes or something. I scrambled to get my mask on and repeatedly shouted, coming through the door. What are you going on about? That's just like normal behaviour. I'm coming. I'm just getting my mask. They'll just wait for you by the door. You don't have to rush. 4 or 5 construction workers stood outside, accompanied by someone who I could only assume by his neat polo and clipboard to be an emissary of the college. We stared at each other for a moment before I moved aside to allow the workers to enter. The emissary began issuing platitudes that the work wouldn't take long and encouraged me to prop open my door. I asked meekly if I could actually not have the radiator installed in my dorm. I knew the answer was no before I said it, but hey, it's worth a shot. Freywitzer then writes that when he returned from class, Polo Man warned me that they would return later in the week to check the insulation. Installation? I don't know, maybe they were checking the insulation for the radiator, who knows. Seems a bit weird. I couldn't help but think that though there were other dorms affected by the installation, Baldwin College was one of the worst places for it to occur. Maybe we should just don't give these people any kind of services or heating at all, right? Just let them suffer during winter. Man, you are just not going to be able to hold a job down if you're going to be living like this in the real world. There are a myriad of reasons why I want to be housed in Baldwin College, but many people, myself included, choose to live there for an added degree of privacy and a feeling of safety and protection. A significant portion of students chose to live in Baldwin because they are victims of sexual assault or abuse, have suffered past invasions of privacy, or have some other reason to fear cisgender men. You didn't have to stay in the room, right? You could have left the room and then come back and that work would have been finished. This is just ridiculous. Oh my god. Then there's a whole bunch of tweets and stuff. I'm not going to go through them, but basically this person was roasted um, and so on. So you can read through that if you want. It's in the dailymail.co.uk. Just search up Oberlin College radiators and it'll come up. Just, just another thing about how the wokeness at universities in the US and other universities around the world is giving us people that will not be able to function in society. They won't be able to hold down jobs because they're too anxious about interacting with other people. I guess if they can get jobs where they can work from home remotely, then that would probably be a good idea for them, but probably not going to do too many jobs that will be like that. Anyway, what do you think? Do you agree with this person? It was a total invasion of privacy, or they should have found some women or transgender radiator installers? Or do you think the student is being absolutely precious and won't be able to function when they actually get out into the real world where you pretty much don't have safe spaces and stuff, right? Let me know what you think in the comment section. I'd love to know. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like the video, you're welcome to give it a thumbs down. And hopefully I will catch you in the next video.